boom, 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 boom. It's live, whatever it says.
Actually, it's saying live to me. What's it
Yeah, it says
saying?
live. No, I think for the only for the person who starts it, it says failed to go live. I
So
mean,
it says failed to go live for you.
yeah, I mean that
Ah,
it's been doing this now for the last week, and
yeah.
it's affected other people around the world. It
Hmm.
basically there's for some reason something has changed. It now says failing to go live. It goes live. It records. The only thing the thing now is that we can't stop the recording. So
Hmm.
basically, the only way to stop the recording is you shut down the Hangout, and then it always keeps on doing the recording for 5 minutes. Just so that it doesn't
Really?
stop the recording whenever the Hangout dies momentarily. And so basically, we now have 5 minutes of dead air on the end of every Hangout.
Oh,
But
great. So we look inept.
well, not that we didn't look inept to start with, but yeah, looking inepterer, as they say. Um,
Right.
so yeah, I mean, maybe one day we'll switch to Zoom or something. But there we go. Yes, let's.
Yeah.
I'm in
Yep.
full role. So scrumming, we talk about what we did, and so yesterday, uh, goodness me, yes, key things yesterday were discovering that Joao's great pull request to the Hangouts connection, which would allow, when we update the name of a pair programming session to be the client meeting, to have that reflected in Slack, which is something we would love. Unfortunately, doesn't work, I think, because the Google API doesn't actually work as advertised. I think Yarrow did encounter the same issue a couple of years ago. So Joao's lovely pull request, which is in all other ways wonderful, I think is not going to make the difference that it could do. So that's a shame. I also, I've been working with this other service provider, looking at more of their new offering. I'm meeting with them tomorrow to hopefully work out a great sponsorship deal and an alternative to some of the Heroku charges that we are increasingly facing. Actually, yesterday, the issue with the Hangouts not pinging to Slack was because the Agile bot had run out of its number of hours instance and then was put permanently to sleep. I had to upgrade that to to the next tier, and we're now paying additional money to Heroku. I'm supposed to be meeting with Heroku at some point. We're having to negotiate about time zones. So that's that. This morning I have coding, working on trying to work out the best new pricing structure for the premium plans, and I've written a transcript for this thing for Sigu, which is he wants like a little video of me exhorting his boot campers to don't give up in the learning to code struggle. So I'm quite pleased to have done that. There's a lot of pull requests I need to look through, and my key thing is I need to finish reviewing all of the this third-party service provider. I need to finish reviewing all their documentation and their process before I see them tomorrow. So that's me. Welcome to Lucia. Great to have you with us. We're just going around the Scrum. Hey there. We're in mid-Scrum flow, so we'll get to you in a second. Let's do Pat first. Pat, how are things going with you?
Good. Before I forget, though, I think your exhortation to Sigu's students, you could channel Winston Churchill, or actually just quote him out of and reframe his comments. We'll fight them on the beach, and then
we'll fight them on the editors. We shall fight them in the infrastructure as a service cloud platforms. Yes, indeed.
Or learning obstacles in whatever however they may manifest themselves personally for you. Anyway. So yesterday I did a little pair program with Laura on her Met Plus story. Kind of ran out of time, but we found the crux of the issue she was encountering initially in her cucumber test. So she's hopefully going off and looking at that. I did the Pacific Rim Scrum yesterday, and Hugh was not able to make it. We had two people show up from meetup.com.
Oh, cool.
Miriam and Reed. Miriam's ROR developer. She's based in Atlanta. And she's just been working with the company for the past 6 months, and she's found out that their test coverage for the Ruby code is less than 0.5%. So she's been put in, and they're moving from Rails 2 to Rails 4. So
good grief.
They've agreed to go ahead and have some effort to expand their test coverage as part of that move, and she's been put in charge of it since she came up with. So anyway, she's hopefully excited by that. She's looking to improve her testing skills as a result. Both RSpec, and they use RSpec as well as Cucumber. So I said, well, you came to the right place.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have the other fellow who showed up, Reed. He works at Canonical, the Ubuntu guys. And he wants to pair on a personal project he has that has to do with web push, development of web push. That's Google Cloud messaging,
Cool.
Apple notification, etc. Each vendor has their own various flavor. So he wants to homogenize it and make it accessible for people both to send as well as to receive, desktop as well as mobile device, etc. So that's essentially what I got out of that. He's going to come back with more. I said, why don't you look at R push, which is Ruby gem that kind of puts an overlay on a bunch of these web push implementations from vendors, and tell, kind of describe how it differs from that. I think it would. But anyway, he's going to look at that. I delivered a PR number 428 in a waffle structure. It's for more robust email validation using Mailgun's email validation service. And I'm getting really strange failures in CI test and semaphore. So I need to look at that. Just some bizarre stuff happening there, which is not unusual with the semaphore or the CI test. Works perfectly locally, as you know, and then it blows up. I did reach out to Sigu. He's having trouble with Cucumber testing, so he's gonna connect up probably shortly after this. This is done. I do have some minor feedback on the fee structure.
Okay.
If you want to go back to that after the Scrum.
Yeah, well, maybe take that at the end of the Scrum. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay.
Excellent.
And that's it for me.
Thanks, Patrick. Lucia, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. How are things going with you?
Both ways to pronounce it are correct.
So, flexibility.
Things are going. I am trying to, get real with Agile Ventures a little bit at a time. And in the meantime, I'm doing interviews and studying for interviews in Sweden, London, and Dublin. And so it's kind of not very stable situation right now to just stick with one thing. But I am doing my best. And today I am going to hand in a codility test for which I am definitely not prepared. But I am going to make it anyway.
Yeah, go
and
for it.
I was thinking about pairing with someone on Agile Ventures today to warm up before the test.
Sure.
And that's
cool.
it.
All right, great stuff. Okay, yes. Well, thank you for joining. Let's maybe start with Lucia then. So, did you already get set up for a particular project, Lucia?
I was thinking about no, I didn't, because I didn't choose a project yet. So I was thinking about joining website one, maybe.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, you've got. I'm project manager on website one, local support. Pat's on Met Plus. Yeah. So yeah, I'm the person to talk to. And yeah, so you're free now or later on in the day? What's your?
I'm free now.
Okay, cool. Well, we could certainly try and get you set up with that today off the back of the Scrum. Let's just have a quick chat, touch. Pat and I just to coordinate on a couple of things there. Very pleased to hear that the link up with the remote pair programmers group on Meetup produced a couple of people joining the hangout. I think that's really valuable. I guess well, with the guy Michael Jerger, who just joined, he also came from Meetup.com. He joined the Kent Beck yesterday. He's just set up a new project for us. I mean, it's something he's been working on already. I think he's based in Germany. DDA Palette. Yeah, just coordinating with him about that. Gosh, there's so much going on. So the thing for Reed, I think. People I think don't often realize. They often think, "Oh, I must join in an existing project." They can, of course, start new projects. I think the only thing to emphasize is just that they should be open source. They should be open development. And I mean, I think we can, in principle, do commercial projects. I think for example, was it actually called Slow Food? Anyway, it was
Take Me Away.
Take Me Away. I mean, I think when there's it can potentially be a commercial project, but in that case, we want to get particular commitment to openness to learning and all this, that, and the other. But everything can be taken into consideration. So I imagine that did you maybe chat with him about that, Pat, or
I didn't chat with him about that in particular, but I did say look at the projects on AV, and he wants to do pair programming. The only window he's got is Saturday afternoon his time.
Right,
California.
Sure. Yeah.
So I said let's connect up again. We'll have more people involved, and then we can. I'll convey that to him.
Yeah,
I mean, he can create his own project.
That's right, and I think ultimately, even if it's not for an open source thing, and if it's very important for him to keep it closed source, then I think it can, in principle, become it's still we would love him to use Adventures to connect with people who want to do, I think people who meet through Adventures then go off and work on closed source things together. That's absolutely fantastic as well.
I think his project is an open source thing.
Okay, there you go. So it's probably
totally separate from work and all of that. So.
Right. Yes. I mean, of course, the meetup.com is specifically for people interested in remote pair programming, not necessarily open source, but it sounds like it's all good.
Exactly.
And then, so the other thing you had a bit of feedback for the pricing structure thing that I shared with you yesterday. Yeah,
nothing really groundbreaking. Just a few comments. One is that the monthly fee.
Yes.
You may note that your AV is a charity, right? Or has that been confirmed yet? Okay, so that may be tax deductible. So you may just want to note that, and of course you don't want to give out tax advice, but see your tax advisor or tax whatever.
Yes.
But that's an important thing to note.
That is. I will write that down. Excellent.
I think the value of the IDE. What is the commercial value of that if you paid retail for that IDE license?
I do not know offhand. I guess I should go and look that up.
Yeah, maybe something like £69 or something like that. Something worth noting.
I think that's probably about the size of what it is. Yes. You're right. We should probably add that in there.
So the third thing is, people come to Agile Ventures largely, well, for various reasons, but a lot of people come because they're learning. They're in MOOCs, they get funneled there, they find AV some other way, and they want to continue to learn. So, you note that you can work on projects, both general as well as premium projects or whatever the term is, but I think it would be useful to have a note in there about when you work on a project, given where you are in your learning journey, we'll actually tailor what you do on the project based upon what you need or want to learn. It's not just I would amplify this working on a project because there's real value there, and there's just a one-liner. You get to work on projects. Well, what does that mean? There's a ton of value there. And you if you want to bolster your RSpec skills, etc., you can tailor your involvement with the project with that in mind.
Right.
So it's almost like you've got your own little mini MOOC going on there, with tutors that you can talk to every day. So I would really put some words around that would emphasize that, because it must be 80% of people come into AV initially who are learning and they want to learn more, and they're funneled there by learning activity outside of AV. So that's that. I think the fourth thing, which is a no-op, but there's obvious, and I know you've probably thought about this and ruled it out because of Mentiv, but clearly, if you're tied into the 169 MOOCs, which you are formally, there's an opportunity to say that we can assist with tutoring and assistance with learning the MOOC content as you go through the MOOC course. But then we collide with Mentiv, right?
We do.
So yeah, it's kind of I don't see how to make it work without having a conflict there. So that's probably not.
Well, I think it's the kind of thing that maybe in the longer run we could have a deal with Mentiv where, obviously Mentiv has a pool of mentors and we have a pool of mentors, and we could enter into a deeper collaboration with them. There's something to talk about. Yeah, we already have kind of like a reciprocal deal in terms of advertising each other and so on. So yeah,
there must be a way to carve up that space so we don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that would be a further discussion downstream with Armando and those guys.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just taking notes of what you're saying. So one was, is the tax deductible? The third point was about tailoring the project to your needs. Sorry, can you just say the second point again? You were saying
the value of the IDE, the commercial value.
Oh, right, that's it. Yes. Okay.
Just find out what it is and multiply by 10 and put that on the site. So.
Absolutely. Great. All right. I have notes on that. Excellent. Yes, the conversation ongoing. Just for background, but I think we've got a few watchers, and also for the series. I've created a beta draft of a new pricing structure for adding additional services to the Agile Ventures, I'm just going through all the mentors and sort of trying to get feedback on that. I'm planning to do another round now of feedback from all of the premium members, just to try and make sure that we're offering the most value that we possibly can to everybody.
Yep.
Great feedback as always, Pat.
If I can come up with anything else, I'll let you know. But those are my first impressions this morning.
Fantastic. Yeah. Good show. All right. Well, should we, Lucia? We could hang out here and get you onboarded onto website one. Would that work for you?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. All right. So just give me a second.
My computer is actually a little bit slow right now. I think I might do good restarting it before we start, so maybe it goes a little faster.
Yeah,
and
well,
then I can come back.
Sure. Yeah. How long do you think it might take? I mean, I need to take a little 5-minute break as well. I'm just almost. I think probably sensibly what we do is we'll close this out. We've got 4 viewers now. I'm just excited about all these viewers. So we're moving up the tail of that long tail of internet content. I mean, there's a lot of cats doing funny things ahead of us, but like behind the cats, there's us doing our things.
We need more cats.
We need more. Clearly, we need more cats doing the programming. We could really get some views. Well, I guess I'll tell you what. Why don't you let me know when your computer's all ready, and Lucia, and we'll create a new Hangout, a website one Hangout, and we'll get you set up there. Does that sound good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. You. All right, I'll hear from you in Slack shortly. Great Scrum, everyone. Bye for now. Oh, I think final thing for Pat then. So yeah, we talked about the meetup thing. We talked about the meetup thing. We talked about open source projects. The other thing I was going to say to Pat, and don't feel you have to stay around this year. We're just like talking randomly, so not to worry. But not that we're talking sensibly the rest of the time. But sorry, calm down, Sam. Calm down. It's I'm still on pain medication. Anyway,
we'll talk about that.
The meetup.com thing. So yeah, I mean, there's this. We've got a feature in website one to maybe automate posting the Google Hangout to the meetup thing that would obviously make less work. You're obviously not. I mean, you may or may not be the one hosting the Pacific Rim thing in future. There are various options to consider, like, do we hit the announce button? How we interact with the meetup group. Would we introduce that at some point to the Martin Fowler, like that, or this Scrum? So this Scrum's not connected to the meetup at the moment. So there's anyway things to consider. There's quite a lot of people hanging out in the meetup.com. There's a regular patter of people coming in wanting to do specifically remote per program. So just something to keep in the back of our mind about how we continue to integrate with that system.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. I'll keep that in mind. I'll get more experience with it.
Yeah. Nice one. All right, great. Pat, I'll catch you later. Lucia, see you in a bit.
All right.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye now.
Bye.